about to move in the bedroom because the sun's moved, so it was just completely blinding where it was. So, I've done my eyes in the other video. I've got really, really vibrant purple framing my eyes, and then I blended it out. Looks so different in the mirror compared to in the video. I've wiped away all the excess makeup that had obviously fallen onto my cheeks. So now I'm going to go and do the really heavy contour and highlight that I did in the pictures that I posted last night on my Facebook. So I'm going to start off as usual with the white Illamasqua skin base in its 01. So I've just got a little bit of that in my palette, and I've got my concealer brush, and I'm going to put this, as always, really thick. Now when you're watching these videos, notice how I'm applying it. I'm not, going back and forth like this. When I'm blending, I'm not going back and forth, because it is really important how you apply it. Now I'm bringing it down quite far because I've got really big pores in this little area here, so this will cover all that up. You can see them here. Okay, so when I'm putting this on, and I'm dabbing it like that, you can see it's disguising them straight away, the pores. Okay, so I'm going to go down my nose. Now straight away you can see the line straight there, but on this one it curves in because my nose was broken, so this side of my nose curves in, so I have to actually draw the straight line on myself on this side. It's really, really difficult to do. So when I go over that side in a minute with the contouring, it will straighten it. So I've just brought it slightly down the edges of my nose as well, over the end, and then obviously on my Cupid's bow. Now as you can see, my lips are really, really pink, so most of the time I do go over my lips with this, so that when I put my lipstick on, I'm going to get a true colour. If you put lipstick on and it's, different, your friend might have the same lipstick, but it looks different on her than it does you. It's because you've got different colour lips. So if you get a lipstick and you put it on and it's not the same vibrant colour that it is in the actual lipstick, this is the way to get it the same, is obviously to cover your lips. It looks absolutely hilarious. So again, I'm just going to go over this. And I'm going to put my head down, suck my cheeks in a little bit, and you can see where the shadow is here. And then I'm going to bring that up. Now this is how I did the contour and highlight yesterday in the pictures that I uploaded. So obviously this is not how I do it all the time. This is just when I want a really, really heavy contour and highlight. So the reason that I've done that is because I really want to make my face like a teardrop shape. I want to make it really rounded at the top and then come really pointed in at the bottom. So by doing this here, all this other bit will be dark and it will make my face look really narrow at the bottom. So then all this is going to get shaded in. And obviously I've done this little half circle on my chin, and that's again because it's going to bring my face in. Already you can see now that it just goes more, slim at the bottom instead of really, really round. So obviously now I'm going to leave that to start to dry. I don't want it to dry too much because I do want to be able to blend it, and it does get more difficult to blend as it dries. So usually I'd leave it for about 4 minutes. Obviously we're doing a video, so again I'm not gonna leave it that long because otherwise I'll have a really long video. So after you've left it about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm just gonna go over it with my blending brush and take off any excess. Okay, so then I'm going to apply the contour, which is obviously the darker shade. Now, usually I would have my darker shade and then I would have quite a lighter shade as well. But the one that I did last night, because it is a really dark contour, I didn't actually use a lighter shade in the foundation. I did just use the darker one. So it's again the Illamasqua Skin Base in number 13. It's really dark, but I love it, so I like to look really dark. So I'm going to mix with that because I still want to be quite dewy. I don't want it to look really caked and dry. I'm going to add a little bit of the MUA. It's called Undress Your Skin Illuminating Liquid Glow, and it's in Champagne. And it's very similar to the MAC Strobe Cream, but it's got more of a gold pigment to it as opposed to like a white highlighting pigment. So I'm just gonna get one of my foundation brushes and I'm just mixing it in an old empty compact palette. And then I'm going to apply this in all these areas. Okay, now, in the first picture that I put up yesterday, my face was just really swollen and really round and just like bloated because I've just had the shittiest week, so I'm just really run down. So, in the second picture, my jawline is really chiseled. And the way that I did that, okay, is I came down the side of my face here by my ear in a straight line. And then, instead of going underneath my jawline, I went across the front of my face. Same on the other side. Down here. And across the front. Okay. And then we're going to go down the nose. So one of the hardest parts for me is to get this line straight down my nose. And I'm just slightly blending it up to meet my eyebrows. Okay. So as you can see, that's really dark. And with the excess on the brush, I'm going to blend it into my neck. and it blends and matches perfectly. Okay, and again, I'd leave that for a couple of minutes to start to set and dry. Now, the Illamasqua is a really professional product, so unless you do feel really, really confident with your makeup, don't leave it as long as what I would leave it before you start blending, because like I say, it dries really quick. It is a professional product, so it will be quite difficult for you to blend it. If you're not quite comfortable and confident with the contour and highlight, try doing it with the Rimmel product that I did in my other video before you do it with this, because it'll just get you used to blending, because it is really, really difficult. You know, some people will wipe like this and you're not going to get the same effect. You're not going to get the flawless coverage. So if you don't have, you know, the Rimmel, you have just gone out and bought the Illamasqua products, just don't leave it as long. I do leave it quite a while because I'm good at the blending stage, but if you just start blending it and you do find it's quite difficult to blend, just maybe dampen your brush a little bit and it will be easier to blend, okay? So I'd usually leave this for about 5 to 10 minutes to start to set, but obviously we're doing a video, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to blend it into my hairline first of all with the foundation brush. Around the edges, I'm just pushing it into my hairline. Now, if you've got blonde hair, it's going to be an issue when you do this, because obviously you don't want to get foundation in your hair. So if you use the brush so that the bristles and the brush is actually on it, don't do it like this, do it so that it's on its side and the bristles are just slightly going to push it into your hairline, and you'll find that you won't get it caked in your hair as much. So I'm just literally teasing that into my hairline there, okay? Then I'm going to get the blending brush and I'm just going to go over all of this now. Now, I don't want to blend too much because I don't want to take these white bits away, because that's what's going to create the narrow face. But I'm just going to blend the lines away so they're not straight lines, the lines are more blurred. And you can see I'm just literally tapping, and as I'm tapping, I'm slightly twisting the brush like this with my fingers. What's going to happen is any excess that's getting on the brush, as I'm twisting it and I'm working it into the brush, now again, when it comes to this line here, we don't want to go like this because it's going to rub away. I'm going to suck my cheeks in and I'm going to push up against my cheekbone. And this line here now that I've got in the camera, it does look really, really obvious, but in, you know, in the mirror it doesn't. So that's how I want it to stay, quite harsh like that. And again with the one across my jawline, because I'm creating the illusion that my jawline is more chiseled and a lot higher than what it actually is. I mean, this is my jaw here, and I'm creating the illusion that it's actually here and this is the ridge. So don't want to blend that away too much, otherwise it's going to then go back to my natural jawline. So again on this side, I'm going to suck my cheek in and I'm going to push upwards. And then in this part here, I'm going to go down. And I'm just using the edges. I'm not using the entire surface of the brush. Okay, so as you can see, it's all blurring down now. I still want to keep this area really, really white. And the reason that I pull my hair like this when I'm doing these contour and highlight techniques is because when you pull your hair, it pulls your skin tighter to your cheekbone, so you can see where your natural cheekbone and shadows and lines should be. So you can see this is where mine is. And I'm just blending the sides of the contour that's on my nose. And I'm not blended over the top at all. I'm going to leave that to the very end because I do want it to be really, really chiseled. Okay, so that's the liquid stage of the contour and highlight. I'm now going to set all of this with the powder contour and highlight. So to do that, I'm going to use MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark, and it is really, really dark. But I do want a really, really heavy contour and highlight, so this is perfect for that. No matter what skin tone you are, unless you are porcelain white, this is something that you should invest in because it's mineralised. If you put it on, I've got hair on my face, it comes out a lot lighter. You just put your brush in it and you tap off the excess. And if you apply it in little circle motions, you can build it up, you can build the depth up and make it darker and darker. So don't be intimidated by how dark it is in, you know, in the pot, because it's not actually that dark when you put it on. You do build it up to make it like that. So what I've done is I've rubbed my brush in it like this, and I'm just going to work it into the bristles on the brush and then tap off the excess. And I'm going to start off around my forehead. Now I always say I think I've got a really big forehead, so this is why I contour quite heavy around my hairline, and obviously that will take away some of the size of my forehead. If you've got quite a broad or wide face or whatever, do it on the sides quite dark, because it will make your face look narrower, okay? But what you're going to do with this is you're going to create a number 3. So you've gone around the top here, you're going to go in here, and again I'm pulling my hair tight, and I'm not going to bring this too far into here, I'm just going to bring it halfway down my cheek. And I'm just really gently, I'm barely even touching my face with the brush, just really, really gently buffing over where I already applied the dark contour foundation. And I'm just building that up, okay? And then I'm going to go down the side near my ear, obviously where I applied the darker foundation, and then across the bottom here. And as you can see, I'm actually going onto the front of my face. And then I'm going to blend that into my neck. Okay, and then again on the other side, so still to number 3. And you can see I'm not going into this area here. Down. And across my face. Now you can see how different it's changed the shape of my face, and obviously I'm just going to blend a little bit of that into my neck and my chest. My chest looks really red. Okay, so you're probably thinking, oh my god, down her nose is really white, under her eyes are really white. Okay, that's going to go out. I'm going to bake that makeup in a minute to get rid of the bags and the creases under my eyes. So once I've done the contour side of the powder contour and highlight, and again, I'm leaving my nose. I'm going to do that pretty much last because I want it to be really, really chiseled. If you don't want it quite so chiseled, you can just go over it now. And all I'm doing is I'm flattening my brush. And I'm just going down the sides. And I'm just really, again, I don't want to bring it down into this area. I'm just really gently fluffing and blending that so it's not just two lines here. And then I'm going to go underneath my nose as well. The line still doesn't look quite straight on this side. Never mind. So now I'm going to go on to the lighter one, okay? And for this, I'm going to use... I've not tried this yet for the contour and highlight, so this is the first time I'm going to try this. This is the Translucent Pressed Powder by MUA. And it is quite hard. It's not very soft, so... I'm probably going to need to use quite a bit of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get loads and loads of this on the brush. Literally loads of it, okay? And I'm going to apply it really heavy to all the areas that I've done the lighter parts. Okay. Now, when it comes to under my eyes, I want to put more coverage over that. So I'm going to use I've already put this is the white underneath so far. God, you wouldn't think that I live in a nice area. I'm going to put MAC concealer underneath my eyes. So this is going to come down again. And you only need a tiny little bit of this. If you use too much of this, it's just going to be an absolute mess. So start off with tiny bits, and if you do feel like you need a bit more, just build it up. So all I'm doing is I'm slightly going over what I've already done with the Illamasqua white. And it's just like a little triangle underneath my eyes. I'm going to go down my nose again. Yeah. And then you'd leave that to set then for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Obviously, again, I'm not going to for the video, so I'm going to just blend, dab the excess away again with my blending brush. Oh, God. And as I do that, you can see I'm just very gently stretching it down. Now, I don't have absolutely any highlighter or shimmer on my face at the moment, but you can see it doesn't look dry and cakey. In the light, it still looks really dewy. And that's because I have put the highlighter in with the foundation, and all this lighter section here, you know, it really does make your face look really, really vibrant. So now I've wiped all the excess away, I'm going to put the powder over the top of that. So again, I'm just going to get loads and loads and loads of this on my brush. And I'm just dabbing it on. Underneath my eyes. And this is going to give even more coverage. You know, if you've got freckles or really dark circles in your eyes, this will completely banish them. And then what I'm doing is I'm flattening my brush and I'm just going to blend this into the eyeshadow under my eyes. And if you do find that it's not quite blending, you know, as well as what you'd want it to, just add a little bit more of the powder, and it will just help it blend. Obviously, I do really want a thick border underneath my eyes. If you don't want it this thick, you can just do it thinner. And I'm just bringing that down now. Going over my nose. And I'm not really pushing. I see some people doing the makeup and they're like really, really digging the brush into the face. I'm not doing that. I'm just being really, really light and gentle. And you can see around my eyebrows it's still really, really bright. And that's how I want to keep it. Right, so now I'm going to go on to my blusher and then I'm going to set it all and blend it all in together, okay? So, how funny does it look with my lips this colour? So, that's basically the baking process under your eyes. I did do the baking video a couple of weeks ago. If you want even more coverage than what I've done under your eyes, all you have to do is then apply more of the translucent powder. Leave it for 10 minutes and then get a little fan brush like this and just flick it away, and that'll give you even more coverage, but you shouldn't really need to, because as you can see, you can't see any of the bags under my eyes at all now. I'm just going to blend them bits in that I put on my forehead a minute ago. Okay, so on to blusher. Obviously I've said before I don't particularly like pink blusher, I prefer peach. So I'm going to use the Colour Experts palette. I absolutely love this. And I'm going to use this one here, which is really, really peach. Now it's a little bit shimmery, but it's more on the matte side. If you did want a shimmery one, that's the one to use. So I'm just going to get a bit of this on my brush, tap away the excess. I'm going to smile, and I'm just literally going to apply it here. Here we go. Tiny, tiny little bit. And then again, tap off the excess and just literally wipe like that, just so it isn't a circle. It does just slowly blend up. Okay? So that's the blusher. Now I'm going to do the highlights. So I'm going to use MUA Undress Your Skin Shimmer Highlighter. This is absolutely gorgeous. And this is in iridescent gold. They do different colours if you don't like a gold. So I'm going to get my fan brush and I'm just going to rub the ends of my fan brush, because I literally want this to be really, really delicate. I don't want too much of this. You can't really even see it on the end of the brush. And I'm just going to apply this on what I call the bridge or the ledge of my cheekbone area. So I'm doing it right up to the purple under my eyes. Again on this side. And I'm not going underneath my eye. Okay, and I'm going to go down my nose, on my cupid's bow, and just on the end of my eyebrow here. Okay, don't ever apply highlighter on your forehead or your chin because it will just make you look like you've got greasy skin. Okay, now I'm going to get some of my translucent powder again on my brush, and I'm just going to go over all of this and blend it. And this will help to set it as well. If you don't want to use translucent powder to blend it, then you know you are going to have like the sections. So I'm literally just going over everything now. This is going to set it. This is going to keep it on longer. Now if you think that that's a little bit too powdery looking, I mean if I come close it doesn't look powdery looking at all, you can spray that with some setting spray as well. Right, okay, lips. I'm going to go for a really peachy nude lip. Where have I put it? Here. So I'm going to use a brown lip liner. And again, I'm going to go underneath my lip there. And on my natural lip line down the sides. Now what I'm doing with my finger is I'm blending and smudging this line out underneath into my foundation. You only want to do that a little bit, and that's just going to create like a shadow underneath your lip. And with the rest of it, I'm going to blend it up into my lips. Okay, then I'm going to go over it with, this is Illamasqua lipstick in Bare. Now I love the colours of Illamasqua lipstick, but it is really, really thick and you do tend to get this line around, so it's a little bit annoying. Now on top of that, I'm going to go over it with High Shine Gloss Stick in 03 Paradise. Now, forget who this lipstick's by. It's really weird. You just press it and it pops out. I find out, and it's like an orange peachy. It's like butter. It's really, really nice. It smells amazing too. Okay, so that's pretty much the face finished. I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to go on to eyebrows, mascara, eyelashes and hair. So, hope that this video has helped you again with the contour and highlight. Obviously, it is a really heavy coverage contour and highlight. It's the liquid contour and highlight and then the powder contour and highlight as well. If you don't want the coverage to be quite as heavy as this, you can just go ahead and do the liquid, or you can just do the powder. But obviously, I've had quite a lot of people asking me about the double contour and highlight, so that's what this is. If you watch this video, please share it. And if you try it, send me some pictures as well so I can see how you've done. Bye.